Hello everyone, I am here to take you guys on a fun little trip. It is going to be an NS10 tweeter replacement video. So let's go ahead and just jump right on in. So as you can see, that's the tweeter, and we are going to start with just simply unscrewing the tweeter. So you're going to want to use an Allen wrench size 15 and go ahead and just, get to town. So unscrew the tweeter, and from this point, you will remove the tweeter carefully from the unit. The tweeter is actually normally soldered into the two wires that are in here, but I actually have already desoldered it as to expedite this process. As well, you're going to want to make sure to test the crossover in there. And by that, I simply mean connecting any other speaker you have laying around to these two wires here to make sure that the sound is still coming through. Because if the sound isn't coming out of this side, it could be that your crossover is damaged and your tweeters actually could be fine. So make sure that you think of that before buying new expensive Yamaha NS tweeters. Now, I've clipped the ends of these wires because after desoldering, there was a lot of, kind of metal at the ends. And to thread them through the little speaker holes there, I needed to make sure that they were ready to go. That's just something that you want to make sure to do to make it easier for yourself. Now, this is what the Yamaha NS10 tweeter comes like new. All right, it's a genuine Yamaha part. You're going to want to make sure to get it and do all your research to make sure it's legit. Usually they're on eBay. The tweeters generally go for about $250 a tweeter, so they're pretty pricey, but that's limited supply. Needless to say, it should look exactly like the other tweeter, just a slightly different serial number. Other than that, it should be the same. Same orientation, everything, It should be nice and clean, as you can see. Should be no dust like there will be on these other tweeters. Most of them are 10 to 20, even 30 years old, so that's the way that goes. Now, you've got the tweeter in place, and from here we're going to start to thread the speaker wire into the tweeter connect. So we're now threading the speaker wire in, and we're just going to kind of simply, fold it over and make sure that it's nice and secure. We can twist it. It doesn't have to be incredibly tight because you're going to be soldering it down anyway, and no one's going to be rifling around the inside of the tweeter unless there's a problem. So we want it secure, and a simple, wrap around or just kind of twist, 1 or 2 twists will be more than sufficient, especially after once the solder is applied to the connector. That being said, we have now had it connected, and we've done black to Y and yellow to A. So it says Yamaha up top, just a little word of the Y's on that. Now we're going to go ahead and pull out the soldering iron and start soldering down the components. Make sure to be very careful because the plastic around the outer side of the speaker is quite sensitive and can easily burn. To jump back a bit, when I say I've done black to Y, yellow to A, they do not have it listed, at least in the research that I did. I'm kind of impatient, which side is positive and which side is negative. But to my knowledge, as long as it is mirrored on each side and we have, the signal going the same way on each end, you shouldn't run into any phasing issues with your tweeters. So just go ahead and connect that. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect on that. I am not certain. If that's the case, it'll be a pain in the butt, and I'll probably have to go back and repair it. But either way, pretty simple. Word of the wise, when you disconnect your tweeter, you'll actually see the orientation. Just memorize that then. I did it a while ago, so I don't really have a way of knowing. I was more concerned about testing the crossover and making sure that my speaker that I just spent a premium on was at least outputting a signal from the, tweeter ports. So that's that. Needless to say, you go ahead and you continue your soldering. Be very careful. Sometimes it's a little finicky getting this solder to, land correctly and secure, but as you can see, there we go. We now have it in place. So that's that. Go ahead and wiggle the connectors upon letting them dry, and just to make sure that they're nice and secure. They dry pretty quickly. And from here, you'll see these little grooves in the speaker there. Those are there to help you kind of slide the tweeter in nicely without damaging the connector. Be very careful when doing this because it's very, tight, and you don't want to, have anything disconnect or wiggle loose and have, issues with your speaker. Go ahead and pop the tweeter in there. We're going to go ahead and screw it down, and that's it, guys. That's an NS10 tweeter repair. It's pretty self-explanatory. From here, you should be good to go. So this is really exciting. It's been a dream to have them in my studio. Here they are. Awesome, guys. I hope that this helped you for those of you that might need it fixed. Now, I am actually going to give you guys a quick test of the Yamaha NS10 tweeters running, or the speakers running correctly. It's over my Canon mic, which is not great, but we'll just do this. So this is what an NS10 speaker sounds like with a tweeter that is not functioning.
Maybe it is you, maybe it is me, but I guess that we will soon see.
This is what the NS10 sounds like with a properly functioning tweeter.
Maybe it is you, maybe it is me, but I guess that we will soon see.
Finally, this is how the Yamaha NS10 sound in stereo, both tweeters functioning properly.
Maybe